do a top 10 Tuesday. I don't think this is going to be a top 10 Tuesday because I don't think I could come up with 10 books that I'm no longer interested in reading, but I will come up with as many as I can, and I will let you know at the end how many I did come up to. I also have a post on my blog that is going to just give you guys like a few words, like why I no longer want to read these books, but I figured I would do a video as well. The first book series is not going to be a shock to anyone, and that is the 50 Shades of Grey series. Sorry, Michelle. I know this is your favorite. Don't have any interest in reading this series. Number one, Ronika is not really my genre. BDSM is not my type of thing. I just don't like it all that much. But I know that E.L. James and me, her writing style, I think would just annoy me, to be honest. I know there's a lot of grammatical errors, and it's just not the best written series. And if the story is good, I can often look past the writing, but if the writing is not that great and the story just is not in my interest, I really would not read it. And I don't like how the female characters are portrayed in these novels. I think it glorifies abusive relationships, and I think it glorifies rape, which I do not support. So this series will not be being read. I will not read anything by this author at all. And yeah, so I know a lot of my friends really enjoyed this series, but it's just not for me. So this is one book series that, despite all the hype, I will not be reading. I don't think I've ever actually talked about on my channel because it came out before I started BookTube and was popular before I started BookTube. But that is the Match series by Ali Kandi. Out around the time of the dystopian fever, where there was like Maze Runner and there was The Virgin and there was all those book series and The One and like all those books, this was that. And they know that this one, oh, Delirium as well, this one also had focus on like the love aspect of it and how love was used to be like a political construct. But I know that people really had a hard time with the female characters in these books, and I really try to strive away from it. People tell me that the characters aren't strong. I really just don't like to read it. But I heard as the subsequent books got much weaker, and also like it was just a very, very unoriginal story, which I've struggled with sometimes because sometimes, themes feed off of each other, but sometimes they're just a little bit too similar. I had this problem when I read Cursed by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I had this problem when I read Shatter by Tahara Mafi. They just screamed to me so much like Alexandra Bracken's novels that, like, again, those series are not books that I would read again or read the subsequent series, just because I really preferred the first series that did those tropes, in my opinion, better. So for this one, I would definitely not consider reading the Match series. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. And if you guys like these books, that is totally fine. But just for me, I just don't think that I would ever consider reading them at this point. Contemplating maybe listening the audiobook of the last book because I am kind of interested to see how it ends, but not motivated enough to read it. And that is the Selection series by Kira Cass. Couple of my other videos, when there is like a triangle, I am always on the opposite side of the triangle that ends up sailing. This is definitely the case in this book, and now that like we know that there's two books, the Queen in the Air or the Crown in the Air, I know how the series ends and I know who America winds up with, so I think I'm less excited to finish it because I know that I don't win, like my ship doesn't win. So I don't know, I'm contemplating maybe reading it. I have to find the last book. It's in my shed somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm contemplating doing that. It's a contemplation, but right now I really don't want to finish it. I like the book series, but I didn't love them. I didn't love America as a character. I thought she was a little bit too wish-washy for me, but I did like the court politics, so I don't know. It's kind of like a maybe, so I don't know. I will report back if I do decide to read it, but right now it is a no. Sorry, guys. And again, like, these are just my opinions. You don't have to agree with me, but if you like it, yay! But yeah, I am excited to read more by her in the future because I did like the first book, but I really just grew to not like the continuing books in the series. So those are my thoughts. Prize, because I know that, again, this series is kind of popular, but that is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Rigg. I read this because it was a book hype book club pick of the month, I think. But I normally like books that have like weird formats. I think that they're really, really fun. But for some reason, this book, I really was not connected to the characters in it, and it was really, really hard for me to feel connected. It was definitely a slow start. I normally love a slow burn story, But because this story was meant to be creepy, it did not get creepy fast enough. And I really like had limited connection to the character, so I really like don't necessarily care to see how their journeys end. And I didn't check out the movie. So I don't know. It just wasn't a story that made a big impression on me and one that I like had to see more what happened. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts. If book 2 and book 3 gets better, let me know in the comments because I haven't heard the best things. But if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll edit back. But it doesn't, book 1 did not wow me enough to want to get to book 2. And I was just not connected enough. 5, so this will be my last one. And I talked about this a little bit earlier, but this is going to be my final one. And this is Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi, that series. I got the audiobook for free from Audible for some reason, and I started listening to it, and for some reason, it just did not capture my attention. And I really have no motivation to read past that, so I don't know. It's just like I know she's really, really popular. I'm really excited for her middle grade series, and I just got the first book from that, so that my friend got me for Christmas, so I'm really excited to read that. But this book just does not capture me as much as her other series do. I know some people love this series so much, and it's just not for me. But yeah, so those are all my thoughts books that I'm no longer interested in reading. Let me know in the comments or what are some of your series and what are your reasons. I did list the reasons on my blog as well, but I wanted to give you guys another video this week. So I hope you guys are having a great day and I'll talk to you guys later.